So in today's video, I'm going to be attempting to restore this engine. It's a lifelike CN locomotive. In my last video, I unboxed this locomotive, and I made some discoveries since then. First of all, the truck is not broken. As you guys probably saw, the wheels all fell out and the coupler popped off. I found that on the floor later. It turned out whoever took this apart last just didn't put that on properly, so that's why it came off. I was nervous it was broken, but it wasn't. It just snapped right back on, so no problems there. This is broken, and I did try running it. It turns out it actually does run. So after I got the wheels on it, I decided just to try running it. I didn't think it would work. I thought it was broken, but it turns out, give a bit of electric. It does move. Both directions are good. But it's very loud. The headlight's broken. So I think we can do a bit better. So to start off, we're just going to take the bottom screws off this unit. Well, first of all, I should probably peel off this wiper. That would be interesting. We can try to, I guess, reapply this. I'm not sure if it's broken off or if it just needs to be epoxied on with something. I have no idea. Interesting type of loco. This was listed as a lifelike. I don't know if it is or not, to be totally honest, but one person in the comments was saying it might be a proto. I guess it's possible. I don't know. It feels a little bit too cheap for a proto 2000, though. Well, that's quite helpful. Okay, really, oh, okay, good. Turns out the real screws are actually here. It's running in the back. I'm hoping this will just pop out once I remove all these screws. Okay, so we're in. Well, this actually looks a lot better on the inside than I expected. Okay, so first of all, I did notice this right now. See, that's broken off. That's probably why our headlight isn't working. Very odd wire configuration. This motor looks pretty good. Let's see. Feels like it's still well magnetized. I think somebody had to have been doing some serious modding to this locomotive because these wires are very different from the other ones. This is a very, very unusual locomotive. Well, anyways, why don't we try resoldering this and see if we get the light at least working. Now, I'm most definitely no expert on soldering, but I find one thing that seems to always help is to tint the leads before soldering them. Some people just put the solder directly onto whatever they want to solder, but I find tinting both leads of whatever you're soldering always helps. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we've got that soldered on. Make sure this lead's still good. Okay, let's go test that light. Well, we've got her on track. Let's hope this works. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to spend $1 on buying this thing a new light. Yeah, look at that. Oh, she's stalled. Well, that's good. So I guess all we have to do now is get all the other electrics working, and we'll have a pretty good locomotive. So I've decided, even though I, spent probably 10 minutes putting this truck back on, I think I'm going to take both the trucks off just so that we can look inside and make sure they're not full of dust, because that usually is a common occurrence with these older locomotives. Oh boy. Lots of dust and like a ridiculous amount of grease. That is really bad. See, this is why you always have to open these things up. You just never know what the original owner did with them. I'm noticing too, look at that. Let me get another, like a toothpick here. You see that? That's all dust that was caught in there. Oh, here's another one. Terrible. And of course the contacts are also absolutely covered in dust. So I think this one's going to require a complete dismantle. Okay, so it's now the moment of truth after all that time and effort. Let's see if it paid off. Okay, so it does work. It's a little jittery. That's on a very low amount of current. Let's open it up a little. It's a hell of a lot quieter now, that's nice. Spin it all the way. I think the main reason it doesn't go quite as fast is because the light is sucking up some of the voltage away from the motor. But I can tell you one thing, it's a lot quieter. And it's a lot more healthy sounding. Let's see how she reverses. Oh, it's pretty good. And of course, if you're going to be running a locomotive that still has its horn hook couplers, you may as well build a train of vintage equipment from the 80s and 70s. Don't those colors just look fantastic. Of course, not in a realistic way, but they have their classicness to them. These all belong to my dad. And he would have been buying these brand new back in the late 70s and early 80s. Oh yeah, look at all that. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll have another video of some kind up in the near future, but until then, I guess just thanks for watching.